last night I'd had it. I'm now done. I have to mentally check out of the Knicks, at least for a little bit. They're down 1,000,000 points in the first quarter. There is no hope for the Julius Randle injury. OG Anunoby's doing some basketball activities without contact. I know they fought. I know they came back a little bit, but Bogdanovich and Burks, it's not working outside of that one game with Bogdanovich hitting a bunch of threes. And now all hope has been sucked out of me with this team. All of it. And it happens with every team I root for. You get a taste, and then the second you start to believe, it gets ripped right out of you. Every time. The Mets a couple of years ago, the 101-win season, you believe they go down to Atlanta, get their asses kicked. And then the Padres come in, kick their ass again. Then the next year's a mess. The Minnesota Vikings have this 13-win season, and the New York Giants went in and beat their ass in a playoff game. And now the Knicks, after the Anunoby trade, are flying. Championship caliber. Nobody could beat them. And then everybody on the team gets hurt. They're going to be in the play-in. Why? Now, let's not even talk about the football teams that I don't root for around here. Well, the New York Jets. God damn. Think about being a Jet fan on top of all this. It's enough already. It's enough. Thank God for the Rangers, for God's sakes. Let's see if they do something. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Yeah. Happy Feel Good Friday. You got us off to a flying start. Man, I feel really good. And I'm so excited today because I got my March, April edition of Baseball Digest. So while you're, pissing and moaning over there, I'm going to be over here reading about whip and war and, what I think my team is going to do this year.
Right. And the New York
honestly,
Mets, who are not even trying to win this year in 2024. Great. Let's add them to the list.
Just please calm down for 5 seconds. Take a breath. Please. Big breath. Come on. Breathe in. Another one. All right, so
in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Right, it actually sounds like you're pretty clear.
Yeah, man. I was inspired too by this congestion pricing.
Oh, come on.
Hearing yesterday.
What now?
I was inspired by that. People yelling and screaming, fighting for the rights of us commuters. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But I saw somebody yelling there, and I was like, you know what?
That's the guy that should be like in the face of these athletes.
Exactly.
Yes, just like you started this show.
He needs to be this guy, Raul Rivera. He's got to go into that Knicks locker room, and he's got to deliver that speech. And he's got to say, OG Anunoby and Julius Randle, they might not walk through that door right now, but you're the guys that are healthy. You're the ones that have to do it. And Lucifer is waiting for you. You'll understand that reference in a little bit when we play this audio.
But I have to say, look, we were talking about the Knicks. We were talking about their next 6 games. We were talking about try to just stay around 500. So they've lost the first 2 of those next 6 games.
Yep.
And now comes a game at Cleveland on Sunday. Then they have Atlanta and Orlando and Philadelphia at home for the next 4 games after that. So, I mean, look, I don't know when Anunoby's going to come back, but these last 2 performances, if they're not hitting threes, they don't have a shot. And I think like they've transformed themselves into like a bomb squad.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Bogdanovich hit all those threes. The one game he played really good. They win that game. Obviously, he struggled last night. Didn't look like he was comfortable coming off the bench. And, I mean, there will be in that stretch that you're talking about, if you go all the way to let's just say the first game of the West Coast swing, all the way into mid-March, they'll be favored in 2 of those games. That's it.
Now, listen,
Atlanta and Portland.
I know you come in here and you're angry this morning.
I mean, this is what I'm watching last night. 17-4.
I know.
I know they didn't lay down completely, and they did fight back and made a couple runs. I will give them credit for that. But when you're worried about your team, and we're talking about this couple days going in, how they need to have these games. They've got to keep themselves afloat. And then it's 17-4 at home, and you still got no positive update about Julius Randle?
All I can tell you is that you just got to hold on until the season is over. The Rangers went through this as well. They went through like a downturn, a little bit of a
Panarin and Zibanejad weren't hurt.
Yeah, I understand. But Shesterkin was not playing great. And, that was worrying everybody. And then all of a sudden, February comes around, everybody's healthy, and he starts playing the way that we all know that he can play. So, I understand your angst. I told you that this was going to happen. So I was
You didn't
prepared.
think they're going to lose like this, did you?
No, I didn't think it was going to be 17-4 at one point. But I will say that I don't see where they win another game until they